Hi coders, welcome to my channel. What we are going to see today is about useReducer hook in React. So what is useReducer hook basically? It allows us to add reducer to our component. Wait, let us understand what is reducer first. Then we jump into the useReducer hook. So what is reducer? Let us consider we have a to-do list where we do multiple actions like add, edit or update and delete. So for each actions, we will be having a specific event handler which updates the task state. So to-do list will basically have a list of tasks in it. So we can add a task, edit a task, or update a task, or even delete a task. So for each actions, we will be having a specific event handler. In each event handler, uh, we will do particular actions and update the state of the tasks. That is what is happening. But when the number of events increases, then we might end up with multiple state updates in various places. So it is hard for us to maintain the state updates as it is spread across multiple event handlers. In order to maintain those state updates in a single function, we create a reducer function and replace the useState hook with the useReducer hook. So as we said earlier, what a reducer function is, it is a function which handles all the state updates inside it and read from it. Let us see about the syntax of useReducer hook. So useReducer hook takes in three arguments. One is the reducer function, and next one is the initial argument, and the last one is the init function. And it returns the state and dispatch function from it as an array function. Where reducer function and initial arguments are the mandatory arguments, and init function is optional. Reducer function is the one which takes care of all the state updates in it and returns the updated state, and it will take in state and action as an argument and always return the updated state. Where initial argument is the initial value from which the state is calculated with the help of init function. Initial state is calculated using init function of initial argument. Init function is not given, then initial state would be the initial argument, as the init function is optional. As we saw in the syntax, useReducer hook returns an array with exactly two values in it. One is the state and another one is dispatch. State is the current state of the tasks, and dispatch is a method which helps us to update the state of the tasks and trigger the re-render in the screen. So that's it for the theory part. Let's see a code demo for useReducer hook. Guys, I have a basic setup of a to-do list. If you see, I have created a component to-do where we list all the to-dos. Let's start up the server and check what is happening, what is going on here. So this is my to-do list component where I have a text field to add a task to the to-do list, and whenever I add a task, let's say React add to do, so it gets added up to the list with the edit button and the delete button. So we have add to do, edit to do, and delete to do. So these are the three events which we are handling right now using a use state hook. If you see the code base, I have a component to do and I set a tasks and set tasks in use state. So the initial tasks are create script for YouTube video and edit video. And then if you see, I have a text field and a button to add to do. If I click on add to do, it will go through the function add to do. So here I am setting up the tasks. So set tasks of this thing, and I am resetting the set task. This is a specific task which I am setting to the empty thing. So similarly, I have delete to do and the edit to do. Okay. So in order to make use of useReducer hook, we need to get rid of these use state and have a common useReducer hook where we have a reducer function which takes care of all the updates to the tasks, right? So that's what we checked out in the theory part. Now we are going to implement it by replacing this use state hook with a useReducer hook. So let me comment out this first. Let me create a useReducer hook first. useReducer hook. So let us have the reducer function name as task reducer, comma, initial argument would be the initial task which we already have, and the third argument we are not going to provide, as we will be taking the initial tasks as the initial state. So here the state can be taken as a tasks and a dispatch function, right? So let me comment out this part where we update the tasks, right? And it is commented, right? So here after the component, let us create a function for a reducer. We named it as task reducer of, and as we saw, like task reducer will take in the tasks, that is the state, and the action which we do. So first action which we are going to cover is the add to do. So let us have action.type equal to add. Okay, so if the action.type is equal to add, then what we are going to do is, like we are going to return an array of tasks with the already available tasks and the new tasks which we are going to add, right? So that will be as a part of action argument. So we can have it as id, action.id, comma, name of the task, action dot name, and the done flag, which is false. Okay, so this will be returned. This is updated state basically. So this will be returned when we will dispatch the action in the add to do function. Here we will be dispatching action. This is the action basically. So type would be add, and then the id, name, and the done, right? So here we can uncomment this. So we are dispatching the add action with the new task that needs to be updated inside the task state, right? So let us check out the add part. Let me add something like exercise every day, and click on add. Yeah, it's perfectly working fine. So the dispatch action which we dispatch goes to the reducer function and returns the updated state. So similarly, we will be doing the same things for update and delete too. So let us have else if of action.type equal to edit. Okay, and also for delete. Let us change the name to delete. Okay, so here it is simple. Let me remove this which we don't need, and here delete to do. So we remove the set tasks, which is the old one, and here we need to dispatch an action basically, right? So dispatch of ice delete, comma, let me pass in the id alone. Okay, so we can perform this particular filter thing inside the task reducer function. Okay, so in case of delete action type, we will be having the id in place. So what we can do is we can directly return this tasks.filter of e.id not equal to action.id. So what we are doing here is we are filtering out the tasks without the deleted task, right? That is what happening here. Let us check it once. So delete is also working fine, and the final one is edit. I will be passing this entire logic into the reducer function and dispatch an action here. Dispatch of type as of edit. So I'm passing in the type as edit. Let us pass the current task as current task. Okay. So here we will be getting action dot current task and action dot id. So what I'm doing here is I'm finding the index of that particular edited task, and then I am splicing it. So what splice does basically is it will remove the number of items from the particular index and replace it with the item which we pass in. So what happens here is in this particular index, one item will be deleted and one item will be replaced with this particular item. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Let us check out. Let me edit this. Edit video, useReducer, and update it. Cannot read properties of map. Fine, fine. Okay. So what we need to do here is like we need to return the updated state, right? We missed to return the updated state here. So return new tasks. Let me check out again. Use reducer update. Yeah, it's working fine, right? So finally, we have moved all the state updates into a single function, task reducer. We can also move this particular task reducer function into a separate file, add a file called tasks reducer.js, and copy the function, export default task reducer. Okay. And then just import it here. Okay. So it is more cleaner, right? Instead of updating the tasks of the use state, now we are just having a reducer in place, and we can perform n number of actions here and return the updated states directly to the component. So that's it, guys. Hope you understand something about useReducer and confident of using it in your projects too. That's it, guys. Thank you. Please do like, subscribe, and comment for more videos like this. Thank you. Bye bye.